I never thought I'd find myself in the middle of a love triangle, but here I am, caught in a whirlwind of emotions I wasn't prepared for. It started so innocently, just two people I cared about in different ways, and me trying to navigate my heart without hurting anyone. But the deeper I fell into this mess, the more impossible the choice became. The first person was Alex, someone I'd known for years, my confidant, my go-to when life felt heavy. There was comfort in his presence, a quiet understanding that didn't need words. We shared inside jokes, long talks that stretched into the night, and a history that felt like a safety net. Then came Jamie. Everything about Jamie was electric, the way his eyes lit up when he laughed, the passion he poured into every conversation, the wild unpredictability that made my heart race. I wasn't looking for anything serious, but with him, the lines blurred effortlessly. For a long time, I convinced myself I could keep things separate, that my feelings for Alex and Jamie existed in different realms, safe from colliding. But love doesn't work like that. It's messy, complicated, and stubbornly refuses to fit into neat boxes. The moment I realized I was truly torn was when Alex invited me over one rainy evening. His apartment was cozy, the scent of fresh coffee mingling with the soft hum of rain tapping against the windows. We talked for hours about everything and nothing, and I felt that familiar warmth settle in my chest. But then, just days later, Jamie surprised me with a spontaneous road trip. The thrill of the open road, the wind in my hair, and his hand intertwined with mine made me question everything I thought I knew about love and loyalty. It was a high I didn't want to come down from. I found myself living in two worlds, each pulling me in opposite directions. With Alex, there was stability and history. With Jamie, excitement and possibility. Both felt like home, but I knew deep down I couldn't have both without causing pain. The tension built silently at first, subtle shifts in my moods, the stolen moments when I'd catch myself daydreaming about one while with the other. Guilt gnawed at me, but I pushed it aside, convincing myself I still had time to figure things out. One afternoon, I was sitting at a cafe with Alex when Jamie unexpectedly walked in. Our eyes met, and for a moment, the world around us slowed. The air thickened with unspoken words and hidden truths. I felt like I was standing on a precipice, unsure which way to jump. That encounter ripped open the fragile balance I'd maintained. Alex's smile faltered, and I saw the hurt flicker in his eyes. Jamie's usual confident grin was replaced by something uncertain, vulnerable. Suddenly, there was no hiding the tangled web we'd woven. I tried to keep the peace, playing the role of the understanding friend, the caring lover, but inside I was crumbling. Every text, every call, every stolen glance became a minefield. I was desperate to avoid the inevitable confrontation, but deep down, I knew it was coming. The night it all came crashing down started like any other. I was with Jamie, laughing over silly jokes and sharing stories when my phone buzzed. It was a message from Alex, short and sharp. "We need to talk." My heart sank, the weight of my secret pressing heavily on my chest. I met Alex the next day at a quiet park bench, the leaves swirling around us as autumn crept in. He looked tired, his eyes searching mine for answers. I wanted to be honest, to tell him everything, but the words caught in my throat. Fear, shame, and love fought inside me. Alex's voice was calm but edged with pain as he asked, "Who am I to you? Where do I fit in your life?" The question was simple, but the answer was anything but. I realized then that my indecision was hurting him more than I wanted to admit. Meanwhile, Jamie sensed the distance growing between us. His once fiery passion softened into worry. He reached out, trying to bridge the gap, but I was pulling away, trapped in my own confusion and guilt. I hated myself for hurting both of them, yet I couldn't stop the spiral. One evening, Alex confronted me again, this time with raw emotion that cracked through my defenses. His voice broke as he said, "I'm not just someone waiting in the wings. I want to be the one you choose." His vulnerability shattered something inside me. At the same time, Jamie was planning a trip, hoping to escape the tension and maybe find clarity. But his absence only magnified my loneliness. I felt like I was losing pieces of myself with every passing day, caught in a storm where no choice seemed right. Then came the night I made the decision, the choice I thought would bring peace, but instead unleashed chaos. I told Alex I needed space, that Jamie was the one I wanted to be with. The words were out before I could second-guess them, and the silence that followed was deafening. Alex's face crumpled, and I saw a mixture of disbelief and heartbreak that shook me to my core. I wanted to reach for him, to take it all back, but the damage was done. I walked away feeling hollow, unsure if I'd made the right choice or just the easiest one. With Jamie, things seemed brighter for a while. We shared stolen moments filled with laughter and hope, but beneath the surface, the guilt lingered like a shadow. I was constantly haunted by the look in Alex's eyes, the pain I'd caused someone who once meant everything to me. As weeks turned into months, the cracks in my relationship with Jamie grew. The excitement faded, replaced by tension and unspoken questions. I realized I had traded one kind of pain for another, and the weight of my decision pressed down harder than ever. One night, alone in my apartment, the silence was overwhelming. I stared at my phone, unsure whether to call Alex or Jamie, or to call no one at all. The choice that once seemed clear now felt like a prison, trapping me in regret and what-ifs. I thought about all the moments I'd shared with Alex, the comfort of his steady presence, the way he knew me better than anyone else. I questioned if I'd thrown away something precious for a fleeting spark that wasn't meant to last. Then memories of Jamie would flood back, the thrill of discovery, the passion that made me feel alive in ways I hadn't before. I was caught between two loves, neither perfect, both deeply flawed, and I was the one who had to live with the consequences. I reached out to Alex one afternoon, my hands trembling as I typed out a message, unsure if forgiveness was even possible. He responded slowly, cautiously, and I sensed the distance that had grown between us, a chasm I wasn't sure I could bridge. Jamie noticed the shift too. Our conversations became strained, layered with unspoken resentment and hurt. I wanted to fix things, to make sense of the mess I'd created, but every attempt seemed to push us further apart. Friends started to notice the change in me, the way I withdrew, the shadows under my eyes. I kept my secret close, not ready to reveal the tangled story behind my quiet despair. It was easier to pretend everything was fine than to face the fallout. One day, Alex showed up unexpectedly at my door. His presence was both comforting and terrifying. We sat in silence, the weight of everything unsaid hanging thickly between us. For a moment, I imagined what it would be like to turn back time, to undo the choice that had shattered us. But time moves forward, relentless and unforgiving. I knew I couldn't erase the past, only live with it and learn from it. Still, the regret lingered like a dull ache, a reminder of the cost of loving two people and hurting them both. I often wonder what might have happened if I'd chosen differently, if I'd been brave enough to face the truth sooner. Would things have been easier, or would the pain have found me anyway? These questions haunt me, unanswered and heavy. Sometimes I catch myself smiling at a memory of Alex, his gentle humor, the way he made me feel seen. Other times, I'm overwhelmed by the rush of emotions Jamie stirred in me, the sense of possibility and new beginnings that once felt endless. Love, I've learned, isn't always about clear choices or perfect endings. It's messy, unpredictable, and sometimes it leaves scars that don't fade with time. My story is just one of many, a testament to the complexity of the heart and the human need to connect. As I write this, I'm still figuring things out, still trying to make peace with the past and the choices I made. The path ahead is uncertain, but I'm learning to live with the regret and the hope that maybe, someday, healing will come. For now, I share this story not for answers, but for understanding that love can be complicated, that sometimes the hardest choices are the ones that teach us the most about ourselves, and that regret, while painful, can be a part of growing up and moving forward. If you've ever been caught between two people or faced a choice that felt impossible, know you're not alone. Love triangles aren't just about drama, they're about the messy, beautiful, and sometimes painful reality of human connection. And so my story continues, an unfinished chapter in the book of my life, where love, loss, and regret are intertwined in ways I'm still learning to understand.